What's going on, Gromies? Welcome back for another. Today I wanted to address something first before we even get started on this video. It's about the name of the channel, Real Roots. I come to realize that there are some other channels called Real Roots, the same way that I spell it out. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm copying them, so more than likely I'm going to be coming up with another name. Even though what I do incorporates the grow with the fishing, I don't see anyone else doing that. I just want to be original. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm copying them. So I just want to address that with you guys. That way, if you guys are looking for the channel and you notice there is another channel or are other channels called Real Roots, it's because there are other channels called Real Roots. So I want to be original. I want you guys to be able to find me on YouTube once you type me in. So I'm going to be coming up with another name. It might drop along with this video. I will keep you guys posted. Other than that, let's get into the grow. Let's get into these seedlings. If you saw the last video, you saw some pop, some did it, and then I did something to have two in one pot. So let's see what they're looking like right now. All right, guys, let's turn over to the tent. Boom. All right, so as you can see, let's start on the left side, actually. Barney's Farm, right there in the back. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. 6 days old. We got Barney's Farm. Back there is Cheese. Here, this other pretty young lady right here is another 6 days old. She is Lemon Drizzle. On the right hand side, we have Royal Queen Seeds. Right here in the front is Gelato 44, 6 days old. But these guys in the back here, the cereal milk, if you saw the last video, you saw that the cereal milk did not pop. It's due to me not watering enough, not having that soil saturated enough so the seed could germinate. So what I did was I replanted the seed on the left, and then I put one directly in the middle, a brand new one. They both popped. So now what I'm more than likely going to do is the one on the left, I'm going to transplant it when it gets a little older. Right now it's just too young. It'll probably die if I try to transplant it. So I want to give her a shot. I'm going to put her in a small little pot, maybe something fun to grow in, trying to figure out what to put it in. But it's going to be something fun. But today is all about the watering. So we're going to now get into the segment, guys, where, you know, I like to call it, don't talk about it, be about it. So here we go, guys. Don't talk about it, be about it. All right, guys. So what we're about to get into is watering the plants. But first I need to pH this water, right? Water has been sitting out. My water normally comes in around 7 pH to 7.2 at times. I have really good city water, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna grab my pH down. I'll grab my pH up as well. My vial, and of course my pen, right? My pH pen to test out. So let me grab that really quick. Bang. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, here we go. So we got your pH up, pH down, pH pen, little vial so I could drop some in. Oh, also this right here. Boom. I'll show you guys right quick. Photosynthesis Plus, game changer right here. This is great later on in stage of grow. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna add it now because they're seedlings, but something really good. Doesn't burn your plants at all. Just follow the directions. Very little you need when you're adding to your water. But I use Microbe Life. I've never had anything go wrong using them. I've always had positive results, so I will continue to use them and see how we go. All right, so let's get this pen on. Let's check to see what this pH is right now. Like I said, normally my water comes out of the tap anywhere from 7 to 7.2, at times 7.5. But when I let it sit out, it does drop down that pH a little bit. I had a bubbler. I no longer have a bubbler. I need to get another bubbler. All right, bubblers are great to have to get rid of that chlorine if you're trying to get rid of it like quick. Other than that, guys, let your water sit out. That way you don't have any chlorine in that water when you go to water your ladies. All right, we're gonna turn this on. We're on. We're gonna test. Another thing about this pen right here, this one's waterproof. I got it for about 15 bucks on Amazon. But eventually I would love to get like a Blue Lab pen. Blue Lab pens are amazing. So I'll probably end up getting a Blue Lab pen at some point. I know some Gromies that do have them. They're amazing. They work great. You can check the soil pH and all that good stuff with it. So something great to have. But let me stop talking, stop rambling here. Let's check this pH in the soil really quick. I mean in the water. Whoopsies. As you can tell, I've played Mortal Kombat before with that little whoopsies. So right now, the water is actually pretty good. So from a 7 when I got it up the tap, we're at a 6.68 right now. It's creeping up to a little bit. We're 6.69 right now. So it's probably around the 6.7, in between 6.7, 6.8. So I'm just going to add a couple drops, 1 to 2 drops of this pH down right now first. I truly hate going way below and then having to add pH up. Normally what I do if I have extra water on the side and it's no longer containing chlorine in it, I'll pour new water in there compared to adding pH up. I don't know what it is with my brain. My brain operates worst case scenario, and I feel like if I add too many things into it, it's going to ruin everything. So I try to stay away from the pH up unless I absolutely need to use it. But let's put a drop or two in here. This stuff is pretty strong. The pH down is actually pretty strong. The pH up, it's a lot weaker. So if you guys do have microbe life and you ever use this stuff and you had to go up with the pH up, you're like, dude, I'm putting in a lot of pH up and not much is changing. But the pH down is pretty significant. It drops it down pretty quick. So I'm just going to give it 1, 2 drops for now. All right. I'm going to stick this vial in the water, squeeze out any extra pH down that's in there right now. We're going to give her a good mix. I normally use like a paint stick. Give it a nice good mix. You can use a spoon, whatever floats your boat. It all works, right, at the end of the day. All right, let's now check that pH. See what we're looking like here, guys. All right, so that dropped it down to literally exactly, it's still creeping down. So at this stage right now, what I recommend is I'm at a 6.58, right? And it just dropped down to 6.55. So I'm going to let this sit probably for about 5 minutes or so. Let it acclimate. But it's holding steady right now at 6.55. I'm going to give it another good mix right here. But more than likely, this water is going to be good to go. I always recommend for people to let the water acclimate after you pH it or add anything into your water. Only because when it's breaking down in that water, things tend to change inside this water. And I learned that very early in my grow. Or my early growing, I learned that very early. So even just holding it right now, still in the water, it went down from that 6.6 to 6.58. I'm now at 6.54, just went back up to 6.55. I'm okay with that. I'm going to let that sit right now for about 5 minutes, like I said, and then we'll come back and see where it's at. More than likely, it might drop down a little below the 6.5 range where I want to be. We're going to see. But I kind of want to always water in at the 6.5 range, guys. All right. All right, we're going to let that sit for a little bit. And then I'm going to get back with you guys. All right, guys. It's been about 8 minutes. We're now going to check the pH of this water that's been sitting here. There we go. Let's give her a good mix. One last go around. All right, moment of truth right here, guys. Let's see where we drop down to. I'm hoping it stays in that 6.5 range in between, that it didn't drop below the 6.5. If it did, I might have to add a little or just drop it in. All right, so it's literally sitting exactly at 6.50. I'm going to show you guys really quick. See if I can bring this bucket over to you guys. I'm hoping you can see that. 6.5 pH, 6.5 pH. So acclimated right to where I want it. I kind of know this brand already, this Microbe Life. I have a good feel for it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get this water inside of our sprayer here. I like to use a pump sprayer personally. I'm able to saturate the soil evenly without overwatering. When the plants get bigger, I'm not going to lie, it could take a little longer. My last grow, I had 6 plants, 6 big ass plants. So watering was fun. Probably took me about an hour to water every time I watered, not gonna lie. Because every plant was taking towards the end like 2 liters, 3 liters every 2-3 days. It was insane. So I was watering a whole lot. So this go round, when it gets into the watering stage later on, I might try something different. I do have another sprayer, water thingamajig that I have there. I can't get the words out. Another waterer, let's just say, that I bought that has a really small head on it to spread the water out like shower mode. So I'll probably try that this go around. But for now, let's get this water into the sprayer so we can start giving our seedlings some water. Obviously, this is way more water than I need. So realistically, it's not necessary for me to fill this whole thing up because I'm not going to use all this. I'll probably end up using the rest of this water for our house plants personally, and just go from there. All right, so I recommend people to get a sprayer. It's controlled spray. Really hard to not over water. It's like if your soil gets too dry and then you want to go to water in now, yeah, you're probably going to get tunnels in your soil here where the water's going to shoot straight down. And then you're like, why am I getting runoff already when I have so much soil? Is because your water's too dry. I mean, your soil's too dry more than likely. So it's good keeping your soil moist evenly if possible. All right, so now we're going to get into this tent. We're going to water. I already had this completely empty. It's also a good idea if you use one of these before putting in new water, completely clear this out, because your old watering, you might have had newts, and inside this line right here, you're still going to have those newts in there. So when you're going to spray your plant or whatever it is that you're ready to get sprayed, and your first initial start, when you go to start the spray, is going to be what you have left over from your last watering. So I recommend emptying this out, putting the top back on, pumping it a little more, and then empty the residual into your sink or wherever you're going to be pouring into. Keep that in mind, guys. I've learned my lesson with that as well and wondered what the hell happened to one of my plants, and it was because I gave it something it wasn't supposed to have because it was left inside this tube. Especially, there are times that I use this for our house plants as well, and certain house plants we give fertilizer, literally Alaska fish fertilizer, for some of our plants that require it for our house plants, and that could definitely burn your girls. Right now, I don't need any of that Alaska fish fertilizer because I'm using a super soil. Maybe later on when it comes to flowering, if I see something that's needed. But in the meantime, for now, this is just basic watering. All right, I'm going to open the mister up a little bit just so I'm not drowning them. All right, and I'm going to grab you guys, pick you up, and we're going to go into the tent real quick. All right, here we go. Get my bucket on over here. Give you guys a good view. All right, so when it comes to watering personally, this is me, not everybody. Right now in this stage, I want to promote root growth, right? So the biggest way to promote root growth is to not spray directly on top of your seedlings, directly on top. You want to spray around. You want to spray around. Let the roots that are down there start trying to find that water. I have 7-gallon pots here, 7-gallon fabric pots. I'm not concerned about airflow because they're fabric pots. There's more than enough airflow. I have 2 fans. This one's not on right now because I just didn't want any water to get sprayed out anywhere. I am going to lower one of the fans probably below the lights here just so I could get good airflow under the lights. Keep another one up top just for good airflow up top. I'm still running humidity roughly around 75% right now. Temperatures in the tent are 80 to 82 degrees. And PAR, I will be getting into PAR one of these videos upcoming, but PAR right now for the seedlings are roughly about 300. Again, these are photo periods, guys. Autoflowers, completely different. Autoflowers, you might want to go a little less, but I can tell you with autoflowers, less is more. I've come to realize that as well. So we're going to start our watering. So normally what I like to do is, before when I was germinating, you saw I did about 30 seconds. I'm probably going to do about 20 seconds, possibly 30 seconds, but in a circular motion. All right, guys, let's see how this goes. Yeah, right now in the center, there's no water creeping down or channeling down in there at all. I got a good spray around, but not directly in the middle. I don't want to drown that. I want the roots down there to start spreading out. So that was about a good 15 seconds or so. Probably going to give it another 10 to 15 seconds here. That way I can saturate the soil all around that roof from that seedling. That's the goal here. That's the goal. All right, next up, we have our lemon drizzle. The first one there was cheese. All right, let's see how we go. Circular motion to start that process. This is the most critical, probably critical stages when it comes to growth for your seedlings and your young ladies here, because if you overwater, you could stunt your plant, you could kill your plant. If you underwater, you could absolutely kill your plant, obviously, because it needs the water. But as you can see, it's pulling up just a little bit at the top, but it's going to saturate itself and go down in. Again, I stood away from that middle. I'm not drowning the seedling right now. Right now, I'm trying to promote root growth. So all around down there in that soil, while this root is going, it's going to want to start stretching, looking for water. Seedlings realistically get a lot of their water from the moisture, from the humidity. That's why the humidity levels have to be a little higher in your tent compared to a lot of water in your bucket. They truly feed out the air from the relative humidity that we have going on from our humidifier, guys. All right, so I'm going to give this another go around. I just wanted that water to saturate inside there really quick. There that is. All right. Hit this one up here now. Personally, I think less is more when it comes to giving the ladies water. I rather water more often than waterlogging the entire bucket or the soil, and then having to wait for it to dry out, putting fans, extra fans, pointing at your tents or whatnot. It can happen, don't get me wrong. I have overwatered in the past, it has happened. But personally, I'd rather water more often than not. Just my style of doing things, it works for me. Again, when you're growing, you want to find your way of growing. Everybody's way is not your way. You got to find your style, your way. Try different techniques out. Personally, this right here is a must for me. Like, it's a no-brainer for me to be doing this. All right, we're gonna go around another 10 seconds or so. Make sure it's nice and saturated all around. And I'm not going too crazy. Again, you saw how much I put in there. I probably put about a half gallon inside the of the sprayer. And if you look at the half gallon line, which is right, oh, fat finger out the way, right there, that line right there, that's about the half gallon line, I'm just under it. So as you can see, I didn't water too much, just with those two ladies and this one here, you know. So it's a key thing to get a good feel for your plants. And then now back here, we got the ones that are 3 days old. Again, the main seedlings are 6 days old. Looking phenomenal. Looking phenomenal. And these over here are 3 days old. These over here I will be transplanting. This one on the left, I think I might use like a Coke bottle or a Sprite bottle or Fanta bottle, something in that nature. Something cool, something fun. I know a lot of people do grow cups. A Grow Me of ours and a Grow Peaceful page connected. I think he used stacks, containers, the chip stacks, the containers. It's got some beautiful plants growing in there, that's for damn sure. Shout out to Michael. The person that put me onto this right here, though, I'm not gonna lie to you, was William Miller, another person in the Grow Peaceful Connected page. Those guys are great information they have, man. Shout out to those guys. They definitely help out all around. Even at times I have to ask questions because, again, I am not the best grower at all. I just enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy learning, and I enjoy this right here, guys. Like, this is amazing. Watching from beginning to end of something that you were able to grow out and enjoy the fruits of your labor is just amazing to me. So we're gonna go around this for about 10 more seconds here. Again, these two ladies right here is cereal milk. The first go around, which was on the left, did not pop. So I planted another one in right directly in the middle, and they both ended up popping. It was because the water, the soil was just too dry, guys. It was way too dry. That was my fault. So now what I do after I'm done, I give one more 5 times around, 5 times around right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just a habit, don't know why. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, the ladies are now watered. As you can see in the middle, it's pretty dry. I did not saturate that full middle because I don't want to drown the seedlings. All right, keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for this video. Stay tuned. I got more coming on. It's getting warm out, guys. Pretty soon we will be fishing. I might start the fishing off with possibly some largemouth bass and catfish. Right now the waters are really cold. The bass are starting to get ready for spawning season over here on the East Coast, where it's really cold out right now. So catfish, bass, pickerel, pike, bowfin, all that good stuff on the freshwater side. When it comes to the ocean, stripers, blues, porgies, sea bass, sand sharks, flounder, possibly fluke, not sure yet. Maybe late in the season, we'll see. But we're gonna have fun on this channel, guys, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that are tuning in, checking in. Leave in the comments what you guys think that I should use to, when I transplant that other seedling, the cereal milk, what I should use. I'm thinking right now possibly like a 1 liter bottle of either Coca-Cola, Sprite, anything in that nature, like a 1 liter bottle just to test it out. I could use a 2 liter bottle as well just to try, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a bottle, a soda bottle or something in that nature. And if I don't do that, I might do like a gallon, you know, cut the gallon open and then use that for just to see, just for ha-has and see what we get going on. Let me know what you guys think, man. Leave a comment. Stay tuned. Definitely check in. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to know, guys want to see. Again, we got the fishing going on. My little setup over here. Obviously, you guys already have seen it. And this is what we got, man. 4x4 using Grow Peaceful soil. Bang. Super soil. One of the best on the market right now. 4x4 tent. I will get into the lights, let you guys know what I'm using for wattage, what I'm using for lights, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, you guys stay blessed. You guys take care. You guys stay positive. All right, guys? You know what time it is. It's time to get out of here, and where we now chuck the what? We chuck the deuces.